like pranks when they don't hurt anybody, like when it's just in good fun. You're just messing with somebody. So when I saw that there is a onesie, because we have twins that are coming to the family, so I've been looking for things like this. I saw a onesie that comes with tattoo sleeves for a baby.
How realistic.
It looks like on the website, and some pictures that I've seen, like it looks really good.
That'd be awesome.
And I can just see, because my mom, a little bit gullible.
Yeah.
I could dress one or both of the twins up in this little onesie with the tat sleeves, and she would think
it's the real deal.
It's the real, like and there's several different to choose from. And so I'm thinking I want to do this. Because she would just hook, line, and sinker, just be like, what did you do?
To my baby?
I know.
Oh, that's great.
And I love seeing things like this. I love, like, when you announce that you're expecting. I saw one over the weekend. It was like a bun. I've seen this before. But you know how you hear bun in the oven? Okay, so they had put two loaves of bread in the oven to announce to Mom that she was expecting, to Grandma.
That was a prank.
Yes. And so she's like, well, why are there 2 loaves? And he kept saying, well, they're buns. And she's like, no, it's loaves of bread. Like it was hilarious.
They weren't getting it.
Yeah, that she was having twins.
Funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. I love hearing about those successful kind of pranks.
Yeah.
The ones, like Liz says, are innocent.
Sweet. They don't hurt anybody.
Where no one gets hurt.
And nobody's heart hurts because, they've been duped or whatever.
Yeah.
But just the ones that...
Those are sad. The ones that hurt somebody even emotionally.
Oh,
that's the kind of prank you don't want to do.
No, but when there's a wonderful outcome like this, or like with little tat sleeves, it's funny. It's just everybody has a good laugh afterwards.
Ninja is like quite the prankster, our producer. What did you do?
Yes.
This is so funny. You got to hear this.
So back in the day, we always tried to go out for like April Fool's Day, doing the pranks, So I saw this idea on TV, and I took a hair tie, and our sink had the separate little hose squirter.
Sprayer?
The sprayer, yes, the sprayer. And so I took the hair tie around the sprayer trigger, and so when my mom turned the water on in the sink, it went... And then I got in trouble.
She got in trouble.
Mom wasn't hurt. She probably wasn't happy, but she wasn't hurt.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
From what I understand, Scott Watson, who's our news guy, is quite the prankster. What did you do, Scott?
I didn't do anything.
He doesn't do
I hear about all these great pranks, that people do, and I'm like, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't pull one prank.
Ever.
That's probably the prank.
That he doesn't?
You don't pull the pranks.
He's saving it up until we least expect it because he's not that kind of guy.
You never know. You know why?
I'm taking notes. That's what it is. I'm taking notes.
Oh, we got your ticket, man.
Prepping.
Yeah.
We got your ticket.
Scott, I got one for you because Randy texted, and Randy said, here's what you do. If you got a family member that is like obsessed with their computer, you're a teenager, slightly loosen the keyboard or the monitor so that it looks connected, but it won't do anything. So they're constantly like, what is wrong with this thing? Why won't it work?
Uh-huh.
That'd be a little prank. Nobody gets hurt. Nobody's made fun of. It's just funny.
Scott, pull that in the office today to somebody. Do it to Cindy.
Gotcha.
Do it to Cindy.
Gotcha.
Cindy, right now.
Right.
Go ahead. Go.
Go.
All right, I'll be right back.
Go. We're telling you.
Do it. Okay, Vicky's here at 800-447-7234. What was it for you, Vicky?
Oh, my gosh. My sisters are out of control. I take care of my twin grandbabies, a boy and a girl, so the parents can work. I have to keep them 5 days a week. But when I have a doctor appointment, I ask my sisters to come take care of them for me. So they came over last week, and I came home, and I was like, I want you to look. They had little Spider-Man tattoos. They had little dinosaur tattoos on their arms. And I'm cracking up, because I was like, oh, that's so cute. So I put the babies down for a nap, and when they get up, I go to change the little girl, and I'm like, what is that? And they had put a pterodactyl tattoo on her lower back. So they are now on restriction, the two of them. And my stepmother, who's 80 years old, and sat there and watched them do that. My little 20-month-old granddaughter.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
His Radio.
Pranks are one thing, but when they're harmless, they can be funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm into harmless pranks,
Me
not the
too.
pranks that get you emotionally or hurt somebody.
No,
right?
not at all. Just the fun ones. Everybody has a laugh. So Billy texted. He said he had a couple of friends, huge Boston Red Sox fans. So what he did is he found some onesies for the Atlanta Braves, really, really cheap. So those are the ones that he wrapped up as a baby present.
Nice.
Yeah, so they, of course, when they opened it, they were like, ah, but
Come
he did
on.
tuck a little Red Sox onesie
Good
in the
for
middle.
you.
So yeah, they
Good
got the
for
goodie.
you. Okay, Scott, what happened? There was something with a computer?
Yeah, first job. I'm in college working at a radio station, and one of the salespeople pranked me in one of the control rooms. They had put looked like a spilled packet of Taco Bell sauce. It was actually plastic prank that goes, fits in the keyboard, and I thought it was the real thing. And he said, "Oh, we got to buy a new computer, a new keyboard, everything. What have you done?" He really, really got me.
Well, they pointed at you because you were the last person in the room.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you
I
were
was
like-
new, a college kid. They said, "Oh, we can get this guy easy."
Oh, I bet you were freaked out.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Kathy's here at 800-447-7234. Okay, your daughter did what to your son?
She had him absolutely convinced that she had taken a trip to the moon with her class.
How did she accomplish that?
She's just a talker. She's got mad word skills.
How old was he?
And 7, maybe 8. She's younger than him. But anyway, she convinced him, and she kept this going for a couple of years.
No.
And he was thinking, oh, maybe she did and maybe she didn't. It wasn't something she hid every day. Well, he was going through some old pictures one day and found a picture of an ultrasound that looks exactly like the surface of the moon would look. And he grabbed this picture and he comes running to me and he says, "Mom, Sarah really did go to the moon."
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
So you got this big hurricane that's coming, and you see what's happening with Florida and then the path of the storm that could bring a lot of wind and rain in our area. A lot of people are thinking about preparing for a storm. There's a resource for you on our website.
There is. So there is a resource to tell you the things that you need, the necessary items and whatnot. But you can get that link of resources. And whether you think, I'm not really going to be in the path, you could send this link to a friend that may be, friend or family member. So here's how you get that link for the resources. Just text the word Ian, that's IAN. Text the word Ian to 800-447-7234.
Molly's here at 800-447-7234. What's up, Molly?
I went through Hurricane Hugo many, many years ago. I already got my gas full and water and everything. I just am praying for everybody to be safe and the first responders and those that are getting the job done.
Yeah, because there's a lot you have to think of, because you've got the
It
batteries and the flashlights and first aid kits and water and
Yep.
even a non-electric can opener.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't think of that until you need it,
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah, it is a lot. Just keep a list. It's a lot. They're not saying we're going to evacuate or anything down here, but there's always a chance of tornadoes and heavy winds. I was in Camden, South Carolina when Hugo hit. We had 10 tornadoes that touched down, and it was 2 hours away from Charleston, the furthest, oldest inland in South Carolina, right 30 minutes from Columbia's Camden. So it was a monster. So I take the hurricanes very, very seriously. It is no joke. A lot of people are moving to Charleston. Be prepared. That's all I can say. Be prepared, my friends.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On His Radio.
I've never seen excitement and disappointment all in the same 30 seconds. It's Rob and Liz in the morning, His Radio. So just to let you know, there's this whole Krispy Kreme thing that Jake and Ninja, our producers, and Liz wanted to try. It's this autumn collection thing. And so they wanted to buy it and then went, oh, wait a minute, the fees for DoorDash are so high. And then Jake's mom actually bought it for everyone.
Right.
So the excitement was these things just arrived. Who has one? Anybody have one? Ninja?
I have one.
What do you have?
The salted caramel chocolate sprinkle.
Salted caramel
Okay.
brownie donut. I'm looking at
Okay.
the list. That's the only way I know.
Okay, and Jake, which one do you have?
I got the same one.
The same
Oh,
exact
wow.
one. So here was the disappointment. Liz was like, oh, wait, there's no apple fritters.
Well, because I knew there were quite a few, and that's honestly
That's all she wanted.
Well, my thing was I was going to take a little nibble off of each flavor to see which one was the best, so I could give the best review. And when I open it, I'm like,
oh, she's reviewing them now.
well, yeah. I opened it and I'm like, they no apple fritter in there.
She paid for it, no apple fritters.
Well, I didn't pay for anything.
Well, Jake's mom did.
Yeah, Jake's mom did. But they look. What is this one? It's covered in. Oh, that's.
Is that the apple fritter?
No, that is a maple pecan cheesecake donut. That sounds. Wow.
Okay. So.
Okay. What's the verdict?
Oh, 10 out of 10. Recommend.
Okay, he likes it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yum.
So the salty caramel brownie donut. That's the only one we know so far.
Yeah, and I think that apple fritters is a different thing because on the website it has its own box.
Oh,
so that's an upcharge.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
See, all right.
It was going to be $30.
Rob and Liz in the morning.
On his radio.
So there is a restaurant called Angie's Oyster Grill, that I probably won't be visiting anytime soon.
Because?
Because they charge if you have children. Like a noisy child ordinance kind of within the walls of this restaurant.
Liz, how can your kids be this loud?
My kids are not normally that loud, but so when you make a reservation,
okay,
if you request like a high chair, they automatically put this charge, and it's like $7.
Whether your kids are making a noise or not, you still get
before
charged.
you even show up.
Oh, come on.
They're adding this. It's $7, and I don't know if it's, say you've got 6 kids. I don't know if it's $7 per, if it's $7 for the group. So yeah, they don't even need to know if your kid is going to be unruly or not. But my granddaughter Jessie is typically fairly chill. Like she doesn't really. Sunday, however, after church, took her out to eat lunch, and she was not having it. She took like little bits of the little fish that she was eating, threw it on the ground, and went bye-bye. Mm-hmm. So she was kind of freaking out a little bit. So we would have gotten this surcharge.
You would have.
I mean, even before.
Extra tip. You did an extra tip, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Well,
that's Mama Liz. She'll do that.
I cleaned the floor.
Oh, okay.
And
so
then,
Liz put on the apron and got the broom.
I am not. I just can't. That is just not. I can't.
I think my wife's the same way.
Yeah, and I always tell them, don't worry about it. I'm gonna let it sit there for a minute, but I'm gonna clean it up in a second. And it wasn't a ton, but enough. But yeah, this place. And oh, by the way, this restaurant, we don't have to worry about it too much. It's in Singapore, but I'm afraid that it could be a trend.
No, it's not gonna come here.
I don't know. And
who's gonna go to it?
Well,
no families will go to this.
No.
Seriously, they won't.
I will agree with that. I don't think any families will. But at the same time, if I'm on a date with my husband and there's an unruly child, it's not the child's fault. It's not the parent's fault. It's just what happens. All kids make noise.
Yeah, but them getting charged for it is not going to change the noise.
No, but
it's still going to be there.
This restaurant I might go to on a date night. If you want that serene peacefulness, I can see that.
And just put a sign on the door. No kids allowed. Oh, yeah. That's very welcoming, isn't it?
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
On his radio.
Yeah, so Marcy texted, and because, kind of going back and forth of, I can kind of see the draw if you're on a date night or whatever. But she said, I'm a parent to 4 kids, and our youngest is special needs behaviorally. So I think she would probably, with the kids, not go to this restaurant. But she said she would be in agreement to go when she's just on a date with her husband, because they don't get that alone time very often.
A place for just parents.
Yes, and so it would be nice to be able to enjoy a meal and some conversation without a noisy child.
So don't go to McDonald's.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because they cater the kids, the Happy Meals, the Playhouses.
Right.
That's why I go. I go for the Playhouse.
I know. I needed to talk to you about that.
I go through the slides and all that
you
stuff.
Need to sit down
I
and
love
eat your
it.
meal.
Okay, so Marion is here at 800-447-7234. What did you see?
Signs everywhere that says children should be seen and never heard.
You saw this on a restaurant?
Yes, signs everywhere. Waitress come to take my order. I just pointed at the menu, and she says, I need you to tell me. So then I pointed at the sign that said, that said children should be seen and never heard. And she just kind of looked at me stunned, so I just pointed at the menu again what I wanted.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
On his radio.
The cookouts during the summer and the s'mores over the fire pit. you can miss that because summer's done, right? It's Robin Liz in the morning, his radio. So Pepsi said, "Hey, we got you covered. We've got a new soda that's s'mores."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Like how? So here's my thing with it though. There's 3 different flavors, and so they're not all in the same can of Pepsi. You have to buy 3 different flavors. So you have to buy graham cracker, chocolate, and toasty marshmallow. And I guess take a drink of one, take a drink of the other, take a drink of the third, and then you get the real taste of the s'more.
Oh, I think what they do is that you pour them all in the same cup, mix it together, and then you get your s'more.
Well, that would be easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it
Mine's
would.
more fun. Yours is easier.
You're listening to Rob and Liz in the morning.
On his radio.
If you have a pet, if you had a dog, if you know anybody who has a dog, sometimes when you're gone, things happen.
Yeah.
I came home the other day and I saw garbage all over the kitchen floor, and my 2 dogs never do that. Never. But what I think is that the garbage lid was left up.
Oh, well, yeah, it's an open invitation at that point.
And so they got a couple of things off the top, and then the lid closed because the whole can wasn't down or anything. So
it happens.
there's this one shelter dog. Quite amazing. This one shelter dog was left alone in a room in this shelter, and it had all the stuffed animals for the dogs in there. So when a dog comes in or when one's adopted, there's a nice little free gift. and this dog was like, whoa, dude. And then went for one and went for another. It was left alone in the room and went for another. And then before you know it, got into every one of those toys. And they're all over the floor. And then when they come back and open up the door, the dog's like laying on the floor.
Well, I mean, he wore himself out.
He did.
And
he tore it all up, man.
He did tear up some of the toys.
He
Because some
did.
of them, he was like, let me see what's in
Yeah,
this.
because, one of my dogs, if it's a stuffed thing, it lasts for a couple of days and the stuffing's all over the place. So that's what this dog did, too.
Yeah. Oh, my golden doodle Charlie, same thing. If you get her a toy, it's going to be destroyed in the next couple of days.
And they didn't, say go stand in the corner. You're in timeout. They're like, we totally understand. You've been on the streets.
Yeah.
We saved you. You might as well have some fun.
Well, yeah, he'd probably never seen anything like that before and just went wild over it.
Dude.
They did take pictures
Toys.
before they cleaned it up.
Yeah.
Which I
And
love.
stuff is everywhere.
Everywhere.
And you can tell he just had a blast.
You know what? Best day ever.